my playthrough of or Alan Wake Experience DLC. There's a lot of Alan Wake Easter eggs in the main game. We see that more is getting done with Alan Wake now that Remedy has the license back for it, and this game is in the same world as Alan Wake. I love that. Both incredible games. And now we could at least get a little closure onto Alan Wake and his story. A dark place. Oh, no. Let's see, we're supposed to get a new suit with the DLC. Maybe we don't get it yet.
Oh, I can't believe the emergency rations don't include beer. Man, I never thought I'd be working in the executive sector. Look at me now, Ma.
I'll see you later.
Okay, so
You know where I'll be.
that's all the same as usual. I don't know why there's an icon over his head. Let's see if there's anything new here.
Find anything interesting? Hi, Jesse.
Nope.
Well, I've got a bureau to run. See you soon.
Yes, ma'am, Director Faden.
Please, Emily. Not even as a joke.
A dark place. Investigate the sector elevator. Central executive.
Good to see you, man.
Right here. Just go to the elevator.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there, reaching for her, trying to make her act. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man, a hunger in the dark. Investigation sector.
Investigation sector, huh? We should check this out.
It's already starting. Here we go. Let's go see what the full version of that is. We're gonna get a lot new hotline messages from Alan Wake.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there. A presence. Jesse Faden could hear it. A call. It was faint, reaching for her from a dark place. Faden was sensitive to visitations. She had them all the time. From her guiding star and the previous director. She was the perfect receiver. As if she'd been made for this. Faden paused to feel it. The force at play here. It was changing things around her, subtle, trying to make her act. Faden didn't like that. Her guide felt it too. Polaris didn't flare up in defense as with the hiss, so it wasn't all bad. Not a hostile transmission. It was powerful, but it was coming from far away, and made weak because of the distance. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man, a man desperate to escape. She sensed something else too. A hunger in the dark, not unlike the hostile resonance, waiting. She knew that desperate acts can have grim consequences. It was this, more than the man's despair, that made her follow the call. The The elevator lights winked back on. The darkness receded like a memory. There was a new button on the elevator control panel. Investigation Sector. Faden pressed the button. The elevator doors slid shut with practiced bravado.
Oh boy, here we go. Now, does this mean that everything is like the events of Alan Wake? Everything about Control is a product of Wake's writings? And the darkness? Investigation Sector, a whole new section that did not exist before Alan Wake wrote about it. Maybe. We don't know. The oldest house is strange that way.
Hello? Anyone here?
Guess not. Seems a lot more crowded than the rest of the Bureau.
Oh, here we go. More things to, more things to read. Unread. Missing agents. Mr. Kirkland. Here are the latest agents confirmed missing, presumed dead from the containment breach yesterday. Jonathan Connor, Ezra Cruz, Caroline Dempsey, Lindsay Malcolm, Charles Murray, Derek Shaw. Letters of condolence will be delivered to you to sign prior to sending them to their families. You will be updated as soon as the additional confirmations are made. Also, as per your request, a network engineer checked how many cases were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations were not archived yet, and only the hard copies of reports exist behind the fire break. They're lost, I'm afraid. Darling investigation. By order of William Kirkland, Head of Investigation, compiled by Tim Spalder. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation of D-084-5 was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, Head of Research, despite the accounts of anonymous blank, or redacted, regarding inhumane treatment of redacted currently housed in the Bureau. Our official findings regarding this were inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during the investigations. Majority of the redacted sector personnel seemed to be wholly unaware of any such redacted contained there. One redacted confirmed the redacted's codename to be redacted, but all files pertaining to that name were inaccessible, being classified under the highest clearance level. Investigators were similarly blocked from entering the redacted research wing to interview its staff. The matter was further complicated by the lack of clarity on whether non-human paranatural entities warrant humane treatment. While this investigation cannot be addressed by any charges against Dr. Darling, we do recommend an investigation into redacted research. Oh boy, so many things. Casey possible lead on the Wake case. Oh, by D. Gleason and R. Dennis or Denis. Mr. Denis. A request came through recently from an FBI agent asking for all of our files on Bright Falls, specifically on the disappearance of the author Alan Wake. Per interagency information exchange agreement, I had some paper pushers gather up a folder of all the pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the inappropriate material is either missing or redacted. But I'm writing to let you know that we received this request from a special agent named Alex Casey. Sounds familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of the fictional detective in those hard-boiled crime novels. I replace books with novels in my head automatically for some reason. Hard-boiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing the name with the most famous character Wake wrote is looking for a case dealing with a writer's fiction coming true. I think this is worth looking into, but what's your opinion? Just give the word and I'll start surveillance on this guy. Has Alex Casey been made real now? Which Alex Casey is really surrogate Max Payne, since Remedy does not have the rights to Max Payne. Staffing issue. Mr. Denis, so yes, there's an increase in AWE cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. However, it seems that a tiny little detail slipped through the cracks. We don't have the damn staff. If you expect us to detect, investigate, process more AWE cases, you need to give us more people. It's simple math. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing, and the ones who left for other departments after Kirkland quit, we're barely managing to keep up with the workload. Hell, just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, and this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate the whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. It better not still be sitting on your desk. The people here are getting restless. As Kirkland's interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. Best regards, Agent Grayson. Dick Grayson. Can't see a thing. Resignation. Resignation letter. Redacted of Redacted 2019. To whom it may concern, it was with great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of investigations for the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of the rampant disregard for my department's redacted. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on my actions to speak louder than my words ever could. I blame this situation on our redacted, who has routinely ignored my requests for assistance in reclaiming the parts of the investigation sector lost to the redacted, loose inside. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open that fire break. I will carry that shame for the rest of my days. The redacted has failed his agents. I shall never forgive him for that. William Kirkland. Oh my goodness, so much to pick up. Containment location, none. Acquisition date, 2019. Scene, not acquired. Burrow Tractor. Burrow Tractor, altered item 82-KE. Note, miscommunication led to local coroner examining the body of William Burrow. Burrow, William, male, Caucasian. Case summary, 33-year-old male found dead on his property per police report. Remains contained for the coroner's office also include blood, urine, bile, stomach contents, and bone fragments. Autopsy finding, blunt force injuries, head, lacerations, left ear, cheek, blunt force injuries, extremities, dislocation, right knee. Complete evolution to the right upper extremity associated with fracture of the proximal right humerus, extensive trauma of abdominal region, complete evolution of multiple organs including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidneys, and portion of a large and small intestine, all missing from the scene. It is my conclusion that Mr. Burrow's death is not the result of a mechanical accident, as claimed by the authorities. The removal of the organs is consistent with an animal attack. But his tractor did it, maybe? Keystone Inspection. Mr. Kirkland, we stopped at Keystone on our way to the target AWE like you asked. I'm sending my report directly to you to try and keep a lid on the Grumman/Morales desertion issue. We didn't find any. The entire population has vanished into thin air. Reminds me of the Ordinary case, but that was just the adults. And if I'm remembering the file correctly, but that is just the adults. If I'm remembering the file correctly, this is different. I think our guys are the causalities, not the traitors. Casualties. I think our guys are the casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town, and the only strange thing we noticed were markings on various buildings. 2 overlap circles with a dot in the shared space. Huh. Could be unrelated. I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you should send a team out here to cordon this place off. Maybe get the comms guys working on a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keenum. Oh, hopefully the stream keeps up. Trench. Official warning. Ooh. Kirkland, I'm growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence at my doorstep. I know you want this to be true, but you are head of investigations. This failure is your responsibility. What did you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They are better trained and better equipped for this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on a certain AWE monitoring responsibilities that your staff are no longer capable of. This happens more and more now. And don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice. You are a worm. Everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate program only failed because of Darling. You're both failures plotting against me. You are traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. You are choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be Zachariah Trench. I wonder, but maybe that was the hiss controlling him, leading him to be paranoid like that. Oh boy. Compiled by Redacted. Official findings report regarding Redacted. Per authorization, Mr. Kirkland, Redacted was launched into the Redacted of Director Zachariah Trench. A recent change in Redact is witnessed in Director Trench, including aggressive Redacted when Redacted with other staff has been observed. However, this investigation is aimed at interpreting this issue rather than proving it. Notable Redacted between Director Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous Bureau staff. Although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter, witness accounts suggest their arguments center around the Dimensional Breach Research Wing and the Redacted kept inside. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench's Redacted as anything more than interpersonal disagreements. This investigation has concluded that Director Trench's behavior is not indicative of any Redacted and that his fitness to lead is not in question. Refer to file Redacted for full report. Oh my god, so many things to read. That's fine, I love it. It's just I wasn't expecting it. Dr. Raya Underhill. Dr. Raya Underhill is a professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom, where she teaches biology with a focus on botany. Dr. Underhill once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist stationed in the research sector of the oldest house. She served with no incidents or demerits and is praised by those who formerly worked with her, including Dr. Darling. Underhill has no known connections to the paracriminal organizations or any record of breaching her NDA since leaving the Bureau. Her civilian behavior has been ideal, with the exception of an ongoing personal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have begun during their time as co-workers in the research sector and revisited intermittently ever since. Depending on the duration of her work in the oldest house, it may be required to have both parties sign a relationship clearance form. This investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold issue. Okay, so she worked with the Bureau before, and then the mold in the basement started becoming a problem, so she was brought back on. Tractor procedures. Containment location none. C not acquired. Burrow Tractor. None known. Description: Frank Elk Tractor, olive green, dried blood on the grill when last seen. Item is capable of vocalized responses or growls and unmanned locomotion. Considered highly aggressive and dangerous. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after the death of William Bureau, owner of Bureau Farm outside of Trenton, Texas. Local authorities mutilated body of Mr. Bureau beneath his tractor. Police arrived, but were immediately driven away by the tractor. Panic calls to Federal Bear. It responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches for the item are ongoing. Speaking to Mrs. Burrow only revealed that she had a domestic altercation with Mr. Burrow earlier in the night of the incident. Whether these events are connected is currently unknown. Fucking so weird. Remedy, come on. I love it. Ethics investigation. William Kirkland, done by Patricia Lewis. Regarding the Prime Candidate Program. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation of P-142-9 was launched into the legality of the Prime Candidate Program redacted by the Federal Bureau of Control. Since all known subjects relevant to the investigation used executive privilege to decline interviews, very little first-hand information was gathered. However, anonymous sources and documentation declassified by Mr. Kirkland both paint an alarmingly clear picture of the systemic, redacted, and redacted. Oh, systematic, not systemic. Systematic, redacted, and redacted. Redacted were brought into the oldest house and placed under redacted examination and testing with the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. This program has produced no successful cases and only resulted in traumatic redacted of paranaturally inclined redacted. Not only is this in breach of the Ash Act, but it flies in the face of basic human redacted rights, maybe? It's a kind of a long word, integrity? I don't know. Human nature? Anyway. This investigation team unequivocally redacted the Prime Candidate Program and recommends that it be redacted immediately. Yeah, they wanted Alan Wake for the Prime Candidate Program, but then he disappeared in Bright Falls. So I guess I'm gonna have to take that over.
It's not working.
Yeah.
Probably a loose power core somewhere. There. Now that gate should open.
Specimen and escape assessment. The purpose of internal investigation X-039-7 is to examine the containment failure of specimen SI or SL SI-1 that resulted in the deaths of redacted agents. An inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the research notes on the specimen from the internal network. On the redacted of redacted, the specimen began displaying a sharp increase in aggressive redacted. Cross-referencing the date with various logs found only two events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. 1. The air filters were changed. And 2. An hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice Redacted entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. See Interview 65-F-124. Given their connection to the same AWE case, it's likely that Mrs. Redacted's presence is relevant to the specimen's escape and to the redacted. Investigation's ongoing. Alice, I think, is the name of Alan Wake's wife? and it says Mrs. Redacted. I'm pretty sure Alice is his wife. So, Alan Wake's wife visited the Bureau, and something got angry and attacked agents.
I'm no detective, but something definitely happened here.
Blessed Organization by Remy Denis and Agent Tim Spalter. The Blessed, quote-unquote, Blessed Organization. This group/individual has operated outside the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in prior criminal groups. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activities over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered item case, as well as the death of an agent from exposure to illicit paranatural materials. In 1994, a Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in illegal use of an altered item. In 1988, a business called the Blessed Repair and Service was suspected of involvement with an object of power case, perhaps even creating it. None of these businesses or individuals have ever been located. However, their connection to appearances of altered items and objects of power is too direct to be confidential. An arrest order has been issued for any persons believed to be involved with the Blessed Organization, and we found refer to file blah blah blah. We found radio bits and other papers, either in the main game or in the Foundation DLC, or both, that are related to these this company, specifically the movie one, the production Blessed Pictures and stuff like that. I wonder if it's just lore, just for the sake of, like, you know, there's like other stuff out here in the world, in this world, or if it's going to have something to do with this DLC. Hotel. 3 clicks.
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake. Who are you? Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom. The poet. The diver. You look different.
That was just a role. A character. The protagonist I played in my old film. I'm a filmmaker. An auteur like yourself. We're working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration. You need a drink. Keep this.
Endless darkness. Nothing holds still.
We're very close now. You've been writing. found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Riley!
You found a way!
No! I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there. I've seen it.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
That was Alan Wake, the writer who went missing in that AWE case I read about. What's he doing here? And Thomas Zane was with him. The poet. No, wait. He was a filmmaker. I always remember that wrong.
What is going on? What? So Thomas Zane, for one thing, looks like Alan Wake for some reason. Different voice actor. It was previously James McCaffrey, but since he is Director Trench, obviously he cannot be voicing Thomas Zane in this game. So different voice actor, but now it's like, no, I was never a poet. I was a filmmaker, and now that he said that, he was a poet in Alan Wake. He was the diver. He was the poet in the darkness. The poet, like the song, The Poet and the Muse. And now he's calling himself a filmmaker. And she says, oh, the poet, no, the filmmaker. Like as if he changed reality. He changed her memory that he was a poet into thinking that he's a filmmaker. Great. There, hey, I knew it sounded familiar. 2 into-loop circles with a dot in the middle. Okay. And then on the TV it showed a flash of Dr. Darling. Is he gonna come into play as well, or is it just because, hey, look, Alan Wake's voice actor? That's it. Oh, spook me. Okay. Did I win?
Dr. Lemieux Hartman, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came, a resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
don't know why this thing is yellow all of a sudden. I don't think it used to be like that.
Dr. Emil Hartman was desperate. The Federal Bureau of Control had stolen his life's work. This was his last chance, his final experiment. What he'd been too scared to do before. Hartman dove into the lake, was taken, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Only an echo of him remained, fragmented impulses on autoplay, violent, bloodthirsty darkness in the driver's seat. Emerging from the lake, the thing was captured by the FBC, brought in, contained, studied. The thing broke loose, killed everyone it could. The FBC fell back and sealed the sector. The thing was alone in the dark, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came. Not darkness, but similar enough. A sound. A resonance. It shouldn't be a surprise. If there's one, why not another? The darkness inside the thing could have been immune, could have resisted, fought, could have been passed by, passed through with no effect. But it didn't, and it wasn't. Maybe it had grown weaker over time, not aged. It was timeless, but weaker with no link to its source. A metamorphosis followed. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
So, if I remember correctly, in the Alan Wake game, Dr. Hartman, he just said Hartman jumped into the lake. But I'm pretty sure in the game, Dr. Hartman gets grabbed by the darkness and dragged into like a room. And like he screams and stuff like that, but then you can't enter the room, and it's when all the chaos is going on at like his, like, you know, his lodge slash you know, medical center. And the darkness grabs him and pulls him in to his office, and then he's just like locked and trapped in there. That's the last we see of him. But now here, Wake is saying that Hartman jumped into the lake and became part of the darkness, and then he said the sound, a resonance, so the hiss. So now Hartman, transformed by the darkness, is also controlled by the hiss. That's if all the context clues, I'm reading them correctly. It sounds like that's what is happening. Excuse me, how did you get loose? That's not good. What happened here? How did all this happen?
Creepy, damp, and abandoned. Why did Wake want me to come here? Doesn't look like a house shift. Do I even want to know? The Hiss are already in here.
Foot gossip. Hello, my feet gossip at night, and now I have to wear shoes to bed. Sincerely me. Okay. Okay. What? Okay. Okay, alright. That scared the shit out of me. Hartman arrest. Ooh. Offender name, Emil Hartman. Victim names, Alan Wake, Tor Anderson, Odin Anderson, Redacted, Lane, Rudolph Lane, Wendy DeSole, Thomas Emerson, and Redacted. Officer name, Remy Denis. Charges, Code 4, kidnapping of altered individual, 1 count. Code 8, sanctions against altered organizations, 1 count. Code 37, obstruction of Bureau investigation, 1 count. Code 74, breaching of the Ash Act, 6 counts. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 counts. Offender's property seized as evidence to be used in conjunction with an ongoing AWE investigation. Offender's personal effects have been sent to research for analysis. After being cleared by Bureau researchers, all victims have been released. Ooh. Released. After being cleared by Bureau researchers, all victims have been released. Biannual surveillance orders were assigned to each, except for the Anderson brothers due to their senility, and Wake possibly deceased. What? So, wait, that would mean... What is going on? Because that would mean Wake was out and about for them to be, you know... After being cleared by Bureau researchers, all victims have been released. As in that Wake would have met the Bureau. So what is going on? Hidden location discovered. Like I know Alan.
Whoa. Looks like the house has gotten a little wild in here. This darkness is blocking the door, so now I have to deal with an interdimensional noise and sentient shadows.
The screen gets darker the closer you get to it. Wonder if it hurts you if you walk in it.
Light burns it away, huh? Makes sense.
Oh, hell yeah. They had to bring in a darkness and light mechanic somehow. I'm just gonna have to carry one of these around with me.
made darker, the darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched, like a worm through time. The third thing was a monster. Now he crashed out of darkness toward Faden.
I don't like the sound of that.
The resonance carves its way through the thing that had been Hartman, vibrating, remolding. The sound changes the darkness, and the darkness changes the sound. They both changed what remained of Hartman. They all turned into something else. A third thing. The sound made darker. The darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched. Stretched as anyone when seen from out of time, like a worm through time. Almost an Ouroboros, a spiral, a maelstrom. The gravity well of a black hole, twisting inward, tightening, taking you deeper and deeper to the bottom, the heart, and through to the other side. The third thing said, when you hear this, you will know you're in new you. He said, we build you till nothing remains. He said, under the conceptual reality, behind this reality, you must want these waves to drag you away. He said, baby, 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 yeah, orange peel. The third thing was a monster. He'd tear apart any ordinary person crossing his path. Now he crashed out of darkness toward Faden. There was nothing ordinary about Faden.
Okie dokie. We're fighting Hartman right away. Oh, I didn't want to do that. My light. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no. Let's get another light. Shit. Okay. Interrogation complete. Kirkland, so you put me up on desk duty just because I did the thing I was fucking hired to do, my job. You know what I call that? Bullshit. Asking us to interrogate these scum without using words like altered items. Asking us to interrogate these scum without using words like altered items, AWEs, or paracriminal is the stupidest thing I've heard in my life, and I've heard some fucking stupid things. They already know the facts. Hell, they know just as much as us, if not more. And they get to sit there laughing at us while we dance around our words, trying not to leak classified terminology. They already know the fucking terminology. If you think pulling me off the case will stop me, then think again. That piece of shit blew up those tracks. He killed those people, all to make a train turn altered. We have him dead to rights, and you need to let me back in that interrogation cell so I can get him to flip on his buddies. These people are... Pardon me. Oh, these people are terrorists and deserve to be treated as such. This won't stop unless we stop them. You can go ahead and put me on suspension. See if that slows me down. Agent Hewitt. Black market. A black market hub specializing in the trade of occult talismans, relics, and other assorted ceremonial objects, as well as genuine altered and paranatural materials, was raided in redacted Czech Republic by a team of special investigators. Unsuccessful attempts by suspects to escape using altered items resulted in numerous casualties and prevented Bureau from all the participants. The following interrogations revealed that not only is there a vast network of these retailers, but that seems to be but that they seem to be gathering information on altered items and other paranatural materials from sources unknown to the Bureau. The Bureau's concern here is threefold. A. There's a growing underground market for paranatural materials, which implies the growing awareness of their existence among a niche group of the general public. B. These criminal individuals do not seem aware of the item's paranatural powers, and their attempts to activate them could prove devastating if done in populated areas. C. The motivations of these collectors are largely unknown. Oh no.
Lads in here have died standing up. Air is getting bad. The vents, they are full of mold shit. It's no good for darkness everywhere. New day, same old bloody shit, said the old way. Like dark but good for nothing. Get rid of it.
Okay. I thought you were on vacation. So there's 3 mold areas, 3 areas with, I guess, darkness on the plants. And 3 just get rid of the darkness. I think I saw one of those plants.
Agent Fisher, day 6 inside the motel. Utilized surveillance methods are as follows. Fiber optic cameras lit under the individual room doors. Motion detectors in the lobby area. Tripwire, triggering a flash camera across the main entrance. Even fingerprint power front desk. Results are varying at best. Mostly just inconclusive and unusable. The footage is corrupted. Sometimes even the equipment is damaged. I don't know how exactly. I think this place is making fun of me. That's the only explanation. I can hear them laughing and screaming behind the closed doors. I could hear the call bell go and ding multiple times a day, but when I look, there's nobody there. I'm always supposed to stay out of sight, but I've seen the doors closing just before I can catch even a glimpse of anyone or anything. They're messing with me, whoever they are. I think... Wait, shh. There's something. I gotta get this. Gotta get the cable out. Come on, you fiber optic fuck. Cooperate. Okay, there we go.
What is it? What did you find?
All right. But I definitely... I think I might have found my coma.
Oh.
The recording better work this time or I swear to God I'm... What? Hello? Who's there? Oh, shit. I'm with the FBC. Move away from the door. I have a... Where's my...
Okay. Shine light on the plants? Oh. Oh, okay.
Reminder, all employees are required to report their hours at the end of each month. The Federal Bureau of Control maintains that time is not subjective, and hours passed on alternative planes cannot be claimed. Astral dives do not accumulate overtime compensation. Thank you for your attention.
you go. Doesn't that feel better? Welcome back to the land of the living, little buddy.
Eagle Limited, Bloomington, Illinois, 2015, AWE-44. A train derailment ruling in 62 casualties and numerous injuries was suspected to have been the work of a paracriminal group known as the Redacted. As a result of this event, the agents discovered that one of the cars had become altered with a persistent auditory event. It remains to be determined whether the AWE was spontaneous or direct result of the sabotage. Pardon me, it's very late. The Bureau had been tracking said group at the time, and the intel gathered suggested an event of this caliber was imminent in Bloomington. As a result, the response team on the site was able to respond to the train accident site within minutes of its occurrence. They arrived to find emergency processes underway, but also equipment left behind by the suspected group. A suspicious onlooker managed to elude agents after they attempted to make contact. Further investigations of the accident site revealed a curiously undamaged train car that exhibited an altered state when entered. This individual car was secured and transported to the investigation sector for further studies. The Shadow knows. Paranatural entity A-010, aka the Shadow, is an aggressive redacted consisting of 3 known types. Type A, localized manifestations of sentient redacted capable of occupying organic and inorganic material, as well as exerting redacted over its surroundings. Type B, shaded individuals. Pardon me, my goodness. Human bodies redacted by the Shadow. These individuals became notably more aggressive, but do seem to retain redacted of their previous selves. Research is ongoing as to whether this condition is reversible. Type C, shaded objects, similar to Type B, except that inanimate objects are redacted solely to be used as destructive tools. Each type seems to work towards a shared goal, possibly targeting certain individuals. CAWE-35, which may imply a shared link to a redacted intelligence. The threat this entity poses warrants immediate exploration of offensive/defensive measures. The investigation sector is being outfitted with additional lighting sources, some internally powered, to prepare for the eventuality of an invasion, I assume. And it's talking about, they're calling it the Shadow, but it's the darkness, like what Wake has
My understanding
encountered.
of the darkness is fragmented, incomplete. This abyss, this void, it very much does not wish to be understood. If light symbolizes knowledge, then it stands to reason that darkness would equate to ignorance. By its very nature, it abhors comprehension. Of course, my own nature drives me to comprehend all. We are opposing forces, destined to collide. And given this conflict of natures, We know that the light of truth will burn away the darkness, both figuratively and literally. Any significant light source can be used as protection, even weaponry, against this metaphysical gloom. And then there are the artists. I know for a fact that Tom, Wake, the Anderson brothers, and Lane all had some involvement with the darkness. The question is whether their uncanny ability to affect reality through their art beckons the darkness, or did their work perhaps even create it? With Wake now secure in my lodge, I expect I shall grow closer to learning the answers to these questions. Assuming he cooperates, which is proving quite the challenge. Well, perseverance is the foundation of knowledge. Speaking of, I must be off on my rounds.
So it's implying that that is a recording that was taken during the events of the Alan Wake game. But who's this Lane person they keep talking about? I don't... In the other paper, it mentioned Rudolph Lane. There's Thomas Zane, the poet, who's now calling himself a filmmaker instead. And then Rudolph Lane, who I do not remember at all. NASA Cooperation Review. Following the NASA/FBC Coordination Agreement of 1972, the Bureau has provided NASA with numerous technological advancements based on our research, including the black rock lining now found in all spacefaring vehicles. In return, all data gathered during space missions is made available for the Bureau researchers to analyze. Recently, certain individuals have raised the concern that this relationship does not adequately benefit the Bureau either intellectually or financially. A thorough examination of the costs incurred by both organizations has shown that the expense of NASA's recent launch of the Redacted far outweighs any spending related to the processing and delivery of Blackrock. From its medium Earth orbit, the Redacted will provide the Bureau with an unparalleled resource for remotely monitoring and photographing AWE sites, a resource that would be lost if the partnership ends. It is the opinion of this committee that maintaining a cooperative relationship with our colleagues at NASA is of vital importance. HISS Ranger Airborne. This subgroup of HISS corrupted rangers manifests the ability to levitate similarly to the HISS elevated agents. However, these airborne HISS rangers display no telekinetic abilities, simply continue their mundane bureau weaponry. This evolution, being so similar to the elevated, possibly indicates the Hiss can share permutations through a type of network, perhaps osmosis. However, the fact that this development in Hiss Rangers has only been observed in the investigation sector may indicate an environmental factor is responsible. They could be responding to an altered item or other paranatural element found in the sector, or perhaps this is the natural progression of the Hiss Ranger phenotype. Not enough time has passed to determine a conclusive trajectory of development for each of the Hiss manifestations, assuming any such trajectory exists. Refer to file redacted for full report. Great, but there was another battery area. I fucked up. I can't take this out, so hopefully there's another battery somewhere. Shit, I'm really gonna need to find another battery.
I don't feel right. Something in this darkness is draining me.
So while in the darkness, your power goes away. Okay. There's other battery areas as well. Hartman background. Dr. Emil Hartman is an academic psychotherapist that owned and operated a recovery center in Redacted, Washington, focused on the treatment of artists struggling with creative blocks and other mental disorders. Publicly, Dr. Hartman's treatment center seemed unremarkable in its methods and purpose. Privately, however, Dr. Hartman was abusing his patients in order to utilize any latent Redacted abilities they may possess with the aim of shaping Redacted to his own benefit. which has earned him a Class 2 paracriminal designation. Note: for more on the link between artists and their ability to redacted reality through artistic mediums, see the file Redacted. Investigation has proven that Dr. Hartman's illegal endeavors were conducted alone. After being approached by the Bureau during the redacted investigation, he displayed no remorse or intention to cease his actions. Dr. Hartman was taken into custody, evaluated, then released redacted months later, having been deemed negligible threat. Negligible? N-E-G, negligible. Whatever. Threat. His medical license has been permanently revoked. Okay, let's get out of here. Take this with me, just in case.
Shit. Now what? What is that?
Devoured by hungry darkness.
Come on, elevator, time to go.
Light. I can use that.
I guess we're fighting Hartman, like, right off the bat. Why orange peel? Vending machine. Oh. Vending machine procedures. Investigation sector processing underway. 2017. Vending machine. Altered item 81-KE. Containment procedure. None known. Testing in the investigation sector is currently ongoing. Description / altered effect. A vending machine. A vending machine. Its front covered in a faux wood panel. Coin operated. Buttons for selecting food products. The item generates and stores a variety of The item generates and stores a variety of material, both edible and otherwise, in its rows of internal trays. Initial testing suggests the item reacts to the mind of the individual in closest proximity and will produce whatever they subconsciously desire. Oh. Attempts to cause the item to create a living redacted have consistently failed. Probably a human or person. Background. The item was discovered in a nursing home in Redacted, Alberta. Oh, Canada. In Redacted, Alberta, after a resident named Mural Redacted called local news station about a magic vending machine. The news story reported that the nursing home staff was purposely stocking the machine with distinctive food and objects as a way to raise the residents' spirits. The Bureau response team encouraged the story while confiscating the item. Okay, let's deal with this terrifying thing.
Okay, this room is really intimidating and all, but I know my rights. It's not a crime to try and get a book signed.
Making unauthorized contact with a dangerous paranatural entity is indeed a Bureau offense, Mr. Langston, and can be prosecuted as such.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. Listen, this is being blown way out of proportion. All that happened is I heard Dr. Hartman had been brought in, and since I'm a huge Alan Wake fan, I thought it'd be cool to get a copy of The Creator's Dilemma signed. That's a book that Hartman wrote about.
We know what it is.
Okay. Good. So yeah, I was just looking to fill out my weight collection. I certainly didn't know Hartman had turned into some kind of shadow zombie.
That's a completely inaccurate description.
Whatever. Listen, I'm just a desk jock. I sort papers, do data entry, that kind of stuff. Don't come down on me like this. I made one mistake. I mean, I see people break the rules all the time and no one is pulling them into dark rooms to yell at them. Yesterday, Dave Gleason and his crew were talking to that empty spacesuit and laughing their heads off.
We're letting you off with a warning, Mr. Langston. But this is going on your record, so one more screw-up and our next chat won't be so thin.
Great. That is just great to hear, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, is there any chance I could get my copy of The Creator's Dilemma back?
Get out.
Thomas Zane is here. Maybe the real Thomas Zane and the other one with Wake is a fake. But the suit, not the astro suit, but the dive suit is here. Let's deal with Hartman. Figures that wouldn't be the last we see of him. Oh, but I could get a battery now. For that other one that I missed. Guess that was just to burn away the darkness. 4. I have 1. 8. I have 1. 4. 3, 2, 2. Great. Something new. Let's go, not water the plants, but light them up, so to speak. There we go. Now we can AWE loading bay, which we've not been to yet. Great. Been to those two areas yet. Press R to fire a single grenade, press R to detonate the grenade. Should be very useful against the darkness. Absolutely. Okay, we've not been to... Damn it! I keep doing that. We've not been to either of those two areas. And we've not been to any of those three areas. Okay.
Brian Henneman, 21 years old, resident of Southern Texas.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I really don't understand why I'm here.
You know what you did, Mr. Henneman.
I do?
Tell me about Delivery Disaster.
The movie? I mean, it wasn't very good.
That's not what your review said, but we'll come back to that. Tell me where you got the movie from.
Movie night, with a K, not an N, not night, like nighttime, but...
Who contacted you? Who told you to review that film?
No one. I just did it because it looked obscure. I didn't even like the movie. I shouldn't have given such a high score, but reviewing obscure films makes you look smart. And I thought if I looked smart, I would get listeners. My podcast would take off, and I could move out of my parents' basement, and maybe even go to college and get a film degree like I've always wanted to. I swear. I swear, I swear, I swear.
Okay, the kid doesn't know shit. I'm ending the session.
Okay. Door appearance. An excursion into the Ocean View Motel and Casino discovered a previously unseen door in the lobby hallway. This door featured a spiraling shaped marking, designation door redacted. Similar to the other doors, it is locked and cannot be forced open. Alice Wake. Aha, I was right. Alice Wake, a person of interest in the Bright Falls AWE, referred to AWE-35 for details. And the former wife of missing author Alan Wake, suspected para-utilitarian and redacted, contacted agents Shaw and Dempsey of the investigation sector using the phone number given to her in 2010 in accordance with a civilian outreach protocol. The call resulted in Mrs. Wake being brought into the oldest house for an in-person interview. For a full transcript, refer to file redacted on redacted 2017. The excursion into the Ocean View Motel occurred later that same day. Conclusion: determining whether this was a basic synchronicity event. If if Alice Wake is responsible for its appearance or if the door itself relates to AWE-35 is paramount. She should be returned to the oldest house, possibly even taken into the motel itself to confirm if any other changes occur. That is also when Darkness Hartman freaked out and attacked people when she arrived. Night Springs screenplay, page 1. Note, the screenplay was found after the Bureau acquired the Night Springs television series and all of its past episode scripts. It appears to be written by Alan Wake as part of an application to become one of the show's writers. Night Springs spec script, episode, Over the Threshold... that sounds familiar, actually. Over the Threshold Darkly. Host, it is only human nature to wish to control the forces around us, and even more so to possess them. But what happens when those forces are not ours to claim, or even of this world? What if they are things what if they are the things you can discover in Night Springs? Interior, secret lab, night. We are in a secret lab. The large sign on the wall oh wait, no, that's the descriptor. We are in a secret lab. The large sign on the wall reads the Federal Bureau of Night Springs. Scientist, I've told you several times, Director, it isn't ready. Director, it's ready when I say it's ready, Doctor. Scientist, but the being beyond the portal, we have no control over it. Oh dear. Is all of Control an episode of Night Springs? Oh my god.
Arcade machines. Shoom. Shim? Shoo. Whoom. Whatever.
I missed the thing that appeared. Said she could interact with games made from her own mind, complete to earn rewards, earn greater something something. Because I can see it on my phone where I have my stream up to make sure the stream doesn't cut out. Shoom. Find and interact with an arcade machine altered item. Okay. Crowd Control or Deadline are the two games. 1 credit equals 1 life. But this is a game of her own oh boy. The goal of Crowd Control is to survive. Good luck. Survive against the horde of Hiss. Oh, okay, easy enough. shit. Okay. Well, interesting. So it's a long time. I'm not gonna try that again. Because each wave was only a tiny little increment on the progress bar. I'll try the next game. I'll try it at least until I die. If I don't beat it, then we'll continue with the story. The goal of Deadline is to eliminate 50 enemies without the timer running out. Okay, I'm not muted. That one was slightly easier than the other, because you just gotta keep on, you gotta control your powers, pick the right weapons, control your powers to the point that you're just knocking enemies one shot at a time, ideally one-shotting them to keep building your timer up. So that one's a little easier than the other one. The other one is just waves of enemies, but the increment was only going up a little bit at a time. So I'm not going to try them again. I'll save that for another time. Let's continue with the story.
Brian Hennerman, 21 years old, resident of Southern Texas.
Okay, I think we found everything. Let's continue.
What are you doing in investigations?
Jesus, don't scare me like that, Winston.
If you're talking right now, I can't hear you. It's a one-way system. Try to find an intercom.
Langston, it's me, Jesse.
I know. I can see you on the monitors. The cameras in there haven't worked since we sealed that sector off a couple years back.
Let me guess. You sealed it because of the monster guy.
Wait, did you see Dr. Hartman? Jesus, I really wish you hadn't opened that firebreak. Okay, listen, you need to find Hartman and kill him before he gets out into the Bureau.
That thing is a person?
He was a person. We brought him here to study after he was, altered in an AWE. I forget the medical word for what happened, but now light physically hurts him. Do you have a flashlight?
No.
A lantern? Headlamp? Oh yeah, flare gun. Oh, Christmas lights. You could wrap them around your...
I don't have any of those, Langston.
Shit. Okay, well, I'm sure you'll think of something. I'll keep an eye on you from the Panopticon. This is kind of exciting, right?
Maybe from where you're standing.
Right, okay. Well, break a leg. Oh, why did I say that?
Okay, this Hartman thing can't have gotten very far. Let's go flush him out. Langston was right. This is kind of exciting.
It's just nice to have someone to talk to, you know? Ever since I got put in charge of the Panopticon, people treat me different, like I'm crazy for wanting to work with altered items. People just don't understand the altered items like I do, you know? I don't want to brag, but it does take a very empathetic mind to connect with the items.
Doesn't
Still, I
want to
don't know why
brag.
people are making it so personal.
Right.
I mean, the teams in research handle paranatural materials every day, and no one thinks they're weird. Well, maybe that's not true. Darling is famous for being a bit out there, but when he's weird, it's charming. Altered items really aren't that frightening once you get to know them. If you figure out what they like or don't like, you know, what sets them off, then there's nothing to worry about. I guess at the end of the day, we're still just wild animals scared of our own shadows. We're supposed to be on the same team, but sometimes it feels like it's every department for themselves, like it's a race, and we're all trying to be number one. If it is a race, though, I'd say Darling is a mile ahead of everyone else. He was Trench's golden boy for years, but that relationship has gotten pretty tense, or so I've heard through the grapevine. Not that I spread rumors, just, you know, people talk. Not me, though. I keep my nose to the grind. Too much work to do to focus on those kinds of things. I need to stay focused so I can get my work done and get home to feed Alfred.
He's
of course,
just gonna talk forever,
can't always
isn't he?
make it home for mealtime, so I have my neighbor check in on Alfred at 7 o'clock if I'm not back yet. She's very nice. Her name is Maria. She's older. She came to New York in the 50s to attend school and has been here ever since. She has a couple of kids. I met them at Thanksgiving. Big family. Very nice people. Anyway, she has a key to my apartment, and she gives Alfred his dinner if I'm not home. I'm gonna have to buy her a nice fruit arrangement as a thank you after this. I'm missing a lot of Alfred's meal times. She's probably gonna have to go to the store for more wet food. I'll have to remember to pay her back. Hold on, let me make a note. Pay back Maria for Alfred's food. Okay. Oh, one more thing. And buy her a fruit arrangement. All right, done. Are you a cat person? I don't think I ever asked. You seem like one, though. You'd like Alfred. He's very proper. Really carries himself well, you know? I named him after my favorite poet. Felt like a good fit. I got Alfred just before Sylvia died when I was at the... You know, I don't really remember where I got Alfred from. But, boy, those two did not get along. Oh, no. Sylvia thought she owned the place. Didn't like me getting in her way, scratched me more than once when I was just trying to move her food bowl. That cat was a real asshole.
Wow.
I'm realizing now that
That's
language was
kinda
not
harsh.
entirely, professional. You see, Sylvia didn't tolerate most people. Or animals. Or anything. And that's what I meant when I said asshole. I would never use that word about a person. It was just, hey, there's a light flashing on the console here. I gotta, check this out. I'll get back to you later.
Real smooth, Langston.
All right. All I learned from that exchange was that his cat is maybe an altered item or an altered creature, because he was like, oh, I got Alfred right before Sylvia died from, I don't remember where I got him. Which I'm wondering if it's because his cat is like an altered creature or whatever. What is the terminology for a person that's been altered? Or in this case, an animal. Fra Moreau AWE, Eagle Limited AWE. Now, here's the thing. I know that one of the side missions for Ahti is in Eagle Limited. Loading bay, AC vents. Loading bay. Service duct, Eagle Limited utility corridor. Alright. Nope, don't want to activate that. Let's go to Fra Moreau. Arcade Cabinets Procedures. Investigation Sector Processing underway, 1992. A distance of 10 feet between the items suppresses their effect. Effect only triggers on physical contact. Items are a pair of arcade game cabinets originally designed for the games Shoom and Shoom 2 Kulger's Revenge. The games were manufactured by Bonko Entertainment, now out of business. Despite being a popular arcade game in Japan during the late 80s, early 90s, no other Shoom cabinets have been found by our investigators. When touching one of the items while it stands within 10 feet of its counterpart, the user's mind is transported to a version of their subjective reality that resembles a video game in logic and function. Events from their everyday lives become game-like sequences in which speed and efficiency are paramount. The brain enters a stroke-like state as proven by EEG studies on users, which only ends when the user finishes their game, at which point they resume normal brain and motor function. The looks of that. I don't like that you could hear sounds in the darkness even if it's not threatening. Uh-oh. Oh no. This new thing could get killed. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh boy. Wonder if these grenades could get rid of darkness. I guess it was fine. Never mind then. actor for hire. Dearest Hollywood, have you ever wished you had an actor who could do it all? Who could be a man or woman, or an adult or child, a dolphin or Boston Terrier? Well, today's your lucky day. My name is Gareth Clemens, and I am the world's greatest actor. Not only do I have years of stage experience, but I am an accomplished shapeshifter. Whether you need a misbehaving cat, a ferocious wolfman, a swashbuckling pirate, or a debonair southern belle, I'm your man, or am I? I will be arriving in town on May 11th, 1971, and will be available for meetings and auditions beginning on the 13th. See you in the movies. Oh boy, I think that's his cat. I think that's Alfred. I think that's Langston's cat. Of this. How long have we been playing for? 2 hours. Okay. That's fine. Let's see. The end of Hartman, at least.
And heavy treat sandwich. Jesus Christ, does anyone have any idea what this thing is saying? Probably. Dirt will range you. Why are you here? What the hell do you want? Why'd you stow away on that ship?
School bearing, boy. Eyes many cauterizing loops in a guy. Maybe Mitchell.
Did he just say Mitchell? Is there a Mitchell at NASA? Deuce. You know what? Never mind. I can't do this anymore. Just send this thing to the guys in research. Let them cut it up or whatever they do. You hear that? They're gonna cut you up, you pain in the ass.
Spider time.
what the fuck that was about. Why did a bunch more spawn all of a sudden? Unless because I entered that room and then entered back where I was. It was like, oh, new encounter.
Looks like whatever force had a hold on Hartman isn't mixing well with his corruption. Lake did call him the third thing.
Okay. I'm just going to freestyle a bit. My mother always said, never talk to strangers. Always. Never. Always. Never. But isn't a stranger just someone you don't know? What if the only thing stopping a stranger from being a friend is that word? Stranger. Strange. Strange like the noises you hear at night when there is no light and you cannot fight. Strange like a rubber duck that follows you around and makes you drop your coffee every time that it quacks because the noise scares you. Then you have to clean up the coffee while the duck stares at you and continues to quack, 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 quack.
Okay.
A chain letter. I remember these. Mom used to say they were evil. Better do what it says. You know, just in case.
Really?
There must be a photocopier around here.
Return to sender. Which is another sort of ongoing, not motif, but it's a thing that is repeated. Pardon me, I think the phrase return to sender appears in chain letter. The phrase "return to sender" has appeared in a number of Remedy games. I think Max Payne and Alan Wake have mentioned it. Move this letter along before he gets you. Oh no, this spooky man letter has found you. The spooky man curse is coming to you. To miss the curse, you must mail this letter to people. If you don't, the curse will get you. The more letters you mail, the better off you will be. Sally in Houston did not send the letter, and the spooky man ate her cat. Terrence in Greenstone did not send the letter, and the spooky man gave him acne. Kyle did not send the letter, and now his wife eats dinner alone. Jesus. Linda did send the letter, and 30 letters in total so far. And look at her, she owns 3 cars, has all her fingers, and speaks Italian. You need to mail this letter. You better mail this letter. Don't let the spooky man come. He'll take your cat. He'll take your cat. Go find your stamps. Hurry.
Okay. Try this one more time, and then we're done playing with you.
Stand. Jelly.
Where are you from?
Jumbo Grand. Up and loose and heavy treat sandwich.
Jesus Christ, does anyone have any idea what this thing is saying?
Hotly. Dirt arrange you.
Why are you here? What the hell do you want? Why'd you stow away on that ship?
School bearing, boy. Eyes many cauterizing loops through and about. Wind and Windy Mitchell.
Did he just say Mitchell? Was there a Mitchell at NASA?
Tubes.
You know what? Never mind. I can't do this anymore. Just send this thing to the guys in research. Let them cut it up or whatever they do. You hear that? They're gonna cut you up, you pain in the ass.
Spider time.
I'm very curious as to what that one was about. Hopefully we'll find out. Shaded Hartman. Dr. Hartman is the first Type 2 shaded individual to be examined alive by the Bureau and has proven a valuable asset for our understanding of A-010, aka the Shadow. Like all shaded individuals, the specimen is constantly shielded by or produces a redacted of darkness that makes visual observation difficult. This redacted also protects the specimen from harm. During testing, non-lethal ballistics proved ineffective against it. Pardon me. The specimen uses words and phrases that seem to originate from its previous life as a therapist. Some phrases have even been identified as quotes from Dr. Hartman's book, The Creator's Dilemma. This seems to indicate the host's personality remains redacted to some degree. For research purposes, Shaded Hartman was relocated to the Cauldron Lake. For research purposes, Shaded Hartman was relocated to the Cauldron Lake Lodge replica built for the redacted AWE investigation. Researchers hope a familiar setting may trigger new behavior. This experiment has yielded no results so far. We're gonna see a Bright Falls rebuilt here inside the Bureau.
Director Faden here. Dispatch a ranger to this location.
Surround him!
Okay. Night Spring Screenplay, page 3, which means I probably missed page 2 somewhere back there. Or in the area that led to this area. The director steps closer to the horrible entity. He reaches out with a steady hand. You are mine now, creature. I will return you to my facility and control your power. A scientist. Sir, we don't know. The entity instead rushes forward and engulfs the director. He screams in pain and the scientist looks on and does nothing, like the coward that he is. Entity, subtitled. I am not the one being examined. I am not the one locked inside a prison. Gradually, the director emerges from the entity. His once sparkling eyes are now empty and dull. The scientist rushes to him. Sir, we have to escape. We cannot. We are in control now. I got what I wanted. So, it's very similar to what happened with Zachariah Trench and Dr. Darling, I guess. So, again, what is... Is it that Alan Wake wrote everything in Control, or it just happens to be in the same world, but everything's connected due to the astral plane? I guess we'll find out. looks like a space shuttle. Why is Hartman there? Interested in it.
I knew you'd be.
FRA Morrow Summary, AWE-7, 1971. The paranatural entity arrived on Earth by infiltrating Apollo 14 lunar mission at an unknown point of their voyage to the Framaro highlands of the moon. 32 hours after the return of Apollo 14, command module to Earth. 32 hours after the return of the Apollo 14 command module to Earth, the Bureau was contacted by Mr. Redacted, a White House senior official, and instructed to send a small team to the Johnson Space Center in Houston. At the base, the team examined the entity and carried out interviews with NASA staff. They learned that 4 astronauts had returned to Earth instead of the expected 3. Each human crew member was insistent that the mission left with 4 members, though they couldn't name the 4th when asked. The entity seemingly affected their memory to make its presence feel unremarkable. The entity was transported to the oldest house for further investigation. Note: an altercation between NASA security and the investigation team occurred upon their arrival. Mr. Redacted called to clarify on the matter, though tensions remained high. Bureau jurisdiction and clearance should be defined more clearly with other federal agencies. So that's what the thing that was getting interviewed that was saying nonsense phrases. Fra Moreau Supplement, 1971. The Apollo 14 entity, commonly known as Fra, underwent a series of physical examinations upon its admittance to the oldest house. I'm going to sneeze. 2 seconds. The entity can speak, though its... Oh dear, hold on. The entity can speak, though its poor grasp of the English language makes any meaningful communication impossible. Interview material can be found at Redacted. Its physical form consists solely of the Extravehicular Mobility Unit, EMU, spacesuit used by NASA astronauts. The same model worn by the other crew. This could be an authentic EMU taken from one of the NASA astronauts, though the suit does not bear any wearer's name, or one materialized through redacted conversion or possibly redacted corporeal realization. The suit itself is slightly damaged, which is likely due to the fact that the command module did not have a fourth seat for the entity to strap into during re-entry. The EMU is entirely hollow, and pieces can be removed, though this seems to agitate the entity. X-rays and spectrograph imaging have shown redacted shaped outlines existing within the suit. For safety reasons, the entity will be contained in a secure cell until more information can be gathered. Okay, so maybe it's not the diving suit with Thomas Zane. Maybe it's this thing they were talking about. When the guy said, when Langston was like, "Oh, those guys go and talk to this spacesuit all the time and have a laugh."
There. One less place for him to hide.
Whew. Okay. Gerbil took the top head. Speak with the voice on the intercom.
Yes, hello? Yes, me? Worry who? C to C.
Hello?
Hello. Great about us today. Long roads and no hardly. You are Bygone?
Sure. Why are you locked up in here?
Ah, casual turning. Back and front. And Gerbil took the top head. Not being pressed for that. Lady going and loosing back fry?
Sorry, I think I'm misunderstanding you. What do you want?
The head? The head for tales? For reading news, jars, words, and tumble. The reading head.
Okay, take it easy. I'll take a look.
So maybe it wants something to read. Or a jar. Let's just see what we can find.
Okay. What the voice said was lady something for loosing eye, saying, can you let me out of here, obviously. I can't tell what the rest of the weird shit means. And then he said the head, the jar, the reading head. I think maybe he wants a newspaper? I don't know. But the term it specifically said for loosing I, which I as in capital I, the individual, which makes me think that it wants to be released. Which is probably a bad idea. But anyway. You know what? Also, wait, let's see if we can burn away this darkness here. Yeah, there's darkness all over this place.
What you had in mind?
Probably. See if we can find what this entity wants. It's in this area.
This could be what it wants. Let's give it a shot.
It's my birthday. Please take some. Okay, it seems like she picked up a jar, an actual just jar.
No, jars. A head. Scotch and peppers? Head.
Okay, I wasn't right. Let's try something else.
No, a jar. Head, scotch and peppers, a head.
Maybe it'll like this.
Head. A-S-B-E. Head.
Nope. Let's keep trying.
Great. Head, A-S-B-E, head. That's
Maybe this will do the trick?
Oh, there was a bigger animation of her doing that than picking up the other things, so maybe. But, A-S-B-E, rearrange that, spells base, but...
Rusa, you ping pong. A head.
Guess that wasn't it either.
My god. I have a feeling it has something to do with this. Is there anything around here that I can pick up? Rusa, you ping pong. A head. This fucking thing sounds like Jar Jar Binks.
This might do it. Maybe.
It was like a dinosaur plushie. It does have a head. Let's see if this does it. Watch this be it. Watch this be the one.
Lady, you are school and dirt for losing.
Keep that up, and I won't help you anymore.
Alright, never mind. He can identify the persons, because he said lady, and he said lady earlier when he said you are for loosing I, or something like that. Meaning like, are you gonna release me and get me out of here? Is how I understood that, or how I would translate that, but...
Let's see if this will do it.
Alcohol.
I'm ready to be done with this.
And honestly, are these like things just... always there and I was missing them? Like, could I have gotten that on the first try? Or did I not know, and was I just not noticing it, or is it like spawning because it wants you to look for all these wrong answers first? Head jar. Alcohol.
Hurry, clocks, lady. The head. 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 No snacks. Head is top of all up and down. At the top. The top head.
Wait, does this thing actually mean head? Head is in a body's head? Where the hell am I gonna find that? And how did it lose it?
Okay, so it literally wants you to find all the wrong things before it goes to the next objective. Okie dokie. Alright, we're gonna take care of this last thing. Let's find a control point. Fast travel, get the head, watch it be the helmet for the astronaut suit that it's a part of, and then somehow that'll cause it to be able to speak correctly. Sector head office. We're gonna go there, get the head. Finish this up, and then we will call it there for now, and continue our hunt for the thing that had been Hartman, or now known as the third thing. We'll continue the hunt for it later. Okay.
A helmet. For a head. Is that what the prisoner meant?
Yep.
I guess there's only one way to find out.
And then wearing the helmet, it'll probably, for some reason, it'll be able to speak correctly. But what does it look like without the helmet on? Because they were talking to it and they kept calling it a thing or an it. So it must have some form, even without the, I'm going the wrong way. So it must have some form. Let's find out.
The head! fucking station! Oh, far tastier. Press any button?
So the helmet is what you're after, huh?
Tubes! Snug and grape. Pure grapes. Hail a lady.
You're welcome, I guess. Did Kirkland lock you up in here?
Chief Trouble? Yes. Teddy's long around. But holdout's unhappiest. Can gather for goldfishes. No wrinkle.
Okay. Well, sounds like you're doing fine in there now. Just make sure you don't go anywhere.
Jelly.
At least we helped this guy. I think. Best we leave it locked up, though. We have no idea what it is, and we don't need any more problems out here.
So, Gerbil took the top head. He said, yes, head Gerbil, top Gerbil, whatever. Meaning, like, the boss took the helmet. What a weird fucking game. I love it so much. I love this game so much. Remedy, well done. It's so good. But that being said, I think we are going to call it here, and we will continue our hunt for the thing that had been Hartman another time. So thank you so much for watching. If you wait just a few seconds, the thumbnail will come up to go to the next video if and when it's available. If not, you can click another playlist to see the games I've gone through on my channel if you want to. You don't have to. I don't mind either way. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a little bit.